Let's start recording, and then we're gonna work on female body. Okay, so we've already been here, we had already created this one, and now we just have to create the foot or feet. Feet when it's a couple of feet, and foot is when it's alone, sad and alone. So then we're gonna go for, it seems like good proportion, right? Well, we can actually use a character which has the size of a hand like this. Kasif does not, he didn't do that. Just give me a second. He does this all of the time. He never. That is why we compromise our UPS, it's kind of a bad habit. Yeah. Right. All right. So let's
Good
start.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. और हमें आज पैर बनाने हैं, which is quite odd by the reference के द्वारा देखा जाए तो थोड़ा सा different है, but we're gonna work on 8.5 heads. That is why it's quite big. So हम जो legs जो foot बनाएंगे वो actual में थोड़ा सा real world की anatomy के according तैयार करेंगे, and we can actually join this one. So probably this is the size proportion which will be for 7.5 head. तो यहाँ से यहाँ तक आना चाहिए approximately. So now how do you create that? You can create this by simple box. Just create a box, right? Press from front, go right away here, and then give some width to it. And press all text, right click, convert to editable poly. Did I ever? Yeah, I have already told you guys about the volume of shape of this leg, foot. So I'm sure everybody is aware about it. So
नहीं सर, बताएं।
yes, I had shown quite a lot of time, but let me just MS Paint में दिखा देता हूँ so that you will remember this one. Okay, तो पैर का जो शेप रहता है उसका बेसिक वॉल्यूम जो रहता है वो कुछ ऐसा रहता है. ये बताया था ना, याद है? Oval and then a cap and then a circle, right? A kind of ball. तो फिर यहाँ से आपका legs निकलता है, सॉरी fingers, यहाँ से fingers निकलते हैं, otherwise legs तो फिर what a abomination type of character would be जिसके legs यहाँ से निकल रहे होंगे, तो finger कहाँ से निकलेंगे? यहाँ से वो. ओके, सो ऐसा कुछ रहता है ना पूरा स्ट्रक्चर, तो वैसा ही हमें यहाँ पे भी ड्रॉ करना है. ओके, नाउ एज यू कैन सी इट सीम्स इट्स गोइंग गुड. आप यहाँ पे भी वैसा भी कर सकते हो, स्फेयर बना के यहाँ पे एक सिलेंडर लगा लो और फिर ओवल लगा लो यहाँ पे, एंड देन जॉइन देम अकॉर्डिंगली. आप उसके सब डिविजन रिमूव करके जॉइन भी कर सकते हो. इट विल गिव यू द सिमिलर आउटपुट, बट वो तरीका जो है वो उतना फास्ट नहीं होता है, लेकिन एक्यूरेट आता है शेप. क्योंकि आपको अगर दिक्कत होती है शेप का वो कर्व, सी कर्व लाने में या कुछ में, तो उसको यूज़ कर सकते हो. सो will do what, will create only one because other will be joined from this. And for the proportion and the size, that is why we are using this reference, and we're gonna shift this up after we complete the whole shape. We'll go by here, select, oops, yeah, this one, or this one is the one which is from front side. Click and drag and put it right over here. So this will be the cap one. And from top you can see that the legs are, or the feet are basically gonna shrink a bit from this direction, and just give it something like this, and select, give it this portion, and I tell you it's almost like a diamond as well. It's kind of this shape, right? And then these, or probably these areas will have one subdivision. Again, this one is also gonna have one subdivision where you can actually, because the I should say skeleton of feet is actually narrower at the end of the side, and it's broader when you get more close to the toe area, because definitely this will be the joint area from where all of those joints are gonna come out. So over here it will be about approximately 5 bones hierarchy is there. So that's why it needs to be broad, and there is only one bone hierarchy which is connected to your ankle. That is why it will be a lesser one. So now I'm gonna select this one, and I'll be, just so that I could get this shape, a little bit of this shape, nothing else. I'm not gonna give anything fancy over here. And now we need to create this shape as a circular version, so that we can whenever we smooth this one, it will turn out to be a organic type of shape. And this feet, we should see the top reference from Google. We can see the feet reference, so that you can get that this one is quite nice. As you can see, the muscles and the flows are there, and from the top you can see visual library. I know. This, yeah, this one is probably the top area. Thank you so much. As we can see, it's kind of broader, and then it gets narrower. So on the other side it feels the same, but it has a flow which tends to give a diamond shape of feeling. As you can see, it's kind of like that, right? So there might be other places where you can see the volumes have been drawn by them, by the artist. See, it's an arch shape over at the top. Yeah, this one we can follow. Sorry. All right, so let's select and drag it a bit over here, and then drag it one here, and we need to provide an arch shape, so we're gonna create an arch shape over here. Probably this one can also go over here as well, from where you can take out the toe, the thumb, right? What is, yeah, it's, toe is like everything, all together, all the collection could, we can say that it's a toe, and a thumb is an individual thumb. So what is the type of a thumb? A finger is a finger. It's basically type is finger. But what is the thumb then? Why they call it as a thumb? I don't know what they were thinking. Greek people thinking, because they were the ones who named most of the modern English um, stuffs. Okay, so now we need to create a, we need to ring it out, and then we need to create this portion. And again we're gonna select all of this, and then we click and drag out, right? Why? Because we need to give a oval and a arch kind of feeling from legs, feet, right? So let's take it a bit back, and it's over here, and it's probably here. I could shrink it down to the joints, right? And on the bottom of the size, these are the ones, because of the balance we have a certain curve over here, because we need to balance over at our uh, opposite end of the feet. Basically, I should say opposite end, because the inner side of the feet has this particular curve, right? It's a very different type of curve which has this curve also, right? And there is a groove inside of it, so that we need to achieve, but we cannot achieve it with these areas. We need to achieve it with another ring we have to provide from here. And yes, one more thing, we need to increase this size, and yeah, we need, because we need to circularize everything. um, Select, then select and ring, so that we can circularize this one. But first we're gonna circularize this one, and yeah, and over here. And probably let's make it a cylinder, right? We'll make it a cylinder. But as you can see, if I'm dragging this inside, as you can see, the whole polygon is shifting at that point. So we cannot do that, because this will actually affect your volume of your leg. So try to preserve it with a simple, this portion, right? No, can't talk right now. So then we'll have to select, and we'll drag it. Okay, we'll select, and now we can put it a bit on inside, halka sa, not much. Yeah, so this will help us get this circular type of a little smooth edges over here. And we can do this with the whole thing, but I think we should first focus on these, so that focus on forms, because that is the key to get a nice and structured geometry, right? We need to focus on forms all the time. It's the forms that would make you a good modeler, 3D modeler. So you need to focus on them, right? Do these again, create a circular kind of, as you can see now I've got a hexa over here, right? I could actually drag this a bit on inside, so that I will be getting a nice curve over here. Then also these are also, but the inner side curve needs to be grooved, and the outer side should be left as it is. So for that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a cut, right? I could use a cut over here, so that I'm not, I could give all of those a ring, but that would be a waste of some edges over here, because at that point I don't think so, because I already need to create a lot of cuts because of the thumb and fingers, right? So that is why we cannot waste any more of here. So I'll just gonna create this, through cut, and it will be somewhat like here, here, and it will be placed here. Then I'll select and place here, and select and put it right over here, and then I'll just select this portion and put it over here. So now I've got this groove, and I could put that inside of it. So now you will get a little bit, this will be your feet area. So now, as let's check it up, as it looks something like this one, and when you give it a smooth value, and I'll just give it something like this, we'll see, right? We'll see the groove and all of those sides which are getting inside, and still it has a little bit of size issue with the ankle joints, right? Or I should say heel joints, right? So we can shrink this one a bit more, and then shrink this one, and it will be remain the same because it has a very nice structure. So let's dive into the heels and select them, select these portion as well, and try to, yes, something like this, and then ring this one, connect, and select only these two, shrink them. Okay, you just need to create a bit more something for inside, and on these sides you will have to provide a little bit of circle over here, or I should say a curve for the grooves. Now as you can see, we've almost done with this, and right, and it's already there. So now what I have to do is we can plan thumb from this direction, right? We have already created a origin for thumb. Let's select this one and put it on this side, because when I give it a ring, why? Because there is um, a inside curve because of the bones. Yeah, this one has the broader bone, and then after that it gives a curve, and then there will be a thumb, right? So this curve something goes like a snake shape. Then I'll select this one and I'll click and drag, probably, yeah, something like this, and place it on one axis, and then I'll drag it, right, and drag for the whole thing. Now then after that, how many joints are there in a thumb? Right, only two joints are there, whereas one is for here and other one will be here, right? So that, yeah, it lacks that much of muscular density so that we can do it by our own. We did not completely squeeze the thumb, right? But we can squeeze a little bit of thumb. I mean, हम पूरा का पूरा पीछे नहीं पलट सकते, बट उसको जब ऐसे स्क्वीज करेंगे यू कैन फील दैट कि हाँ हम खींच सकते हैं उसको. So there mostly be two joints, but because of I should say कि artistic requirement, कोई तो या थंब दिखाता नहीं है मूवीज वगैरह में इतने ज़्यादा, क्योंकि there is, I don't know why people find it bit of, I should say, less of an amusing कि थंब के लिए ही आप स्पेशली एक अलग से लगा रहे हैं रिग के लिए. बट आई डोंट नो, बट पीपल डोंट डू दैट, बट दे शुड, उसको करना चाहिए, क्योंकि थंब भी जो है वो इक्वली इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करता है. सो वी कैन have these three joints over here, right? We'll click on that, and then I'm gonna select these two edges and I'll drag it out. All right, and we've already have this one. So as you can see, this joint will be somewhat like this, right? So that you can have a strong thumb. These will be having a little inside inwards direction. And then the nails, as you can see, we have already created that, but we haven't got for the right. We'll select and drag and select these. Put it backside. I don't think it's quite. Is it big according to the proportion? I don't think so. No, it's fine. Right, it's fine according to the proportion. Hmm? All text. Okay. Hmm. दैट इज ये जो फिंगर है ना, दैट इज ऑलरेडी बीइंग डिस्प्रपोर्शनेट. क्यों? क्योंकि इसका जो फीट है ना, ये देखो ना, उसके अकॉर्डिंग ऑलरेडी थोड़ा सा छोटा कर दिया है. लेट्स गो ओवर हियर एंड सी ऑफ अ फीमेल फीट. हाँ, मेल और फीमेल के में डिफरेंस किस चीज़ में होगा? ऑन देयर ओन प्रोपोर्शंस, not on the anatomy. Anatomy will be the same, the similar, but on their own proportions they have a very much different feet than comparison. Males are they used to, they are made as an organism, they are made for running, and they are made for doing the hunts and everything, doing the major stuff, जो मतलब heavy stuff के लिए बनाए होते हैं. That is why they have a broader feet size, because they need to get a lot of grip over in the land. तो उसके लिए होता है हर चीज़. तो हमारा जो ऑर्गेनिज्म होता है वो सिमुलेशन बेस्ड होता है. सिमुलेशन हम ह्यूमन जो बनाता है वो लीनियर मॉडलिंग होती है जो हम बनाते हैं. तो हम कोई भी चीज़ बनाते हैं वो बिल्ड लीनियर मॉडलिंग होती है. लेकिन जो वी शुड से जो ऑलमाइटी बनाता है वो सिमुलेशन बेस्ड होता है. सिमुलेशन मोर कॉम्प्लेक्स होता है, बट वो एल्गोरिदम्स के ऊपर में होता है. सो अगर वहाँ रिक्वायरमेंट है तो वहाँ मसल्स अपने आप आ जाएगी. अगर वहाँ आपने वर्क नहीं डाला वहाँ पे, तो वहाँ मसल्स नहीं आएगी. फिर दूसरी चीज़ें वहाँ जमनी शुरू हो जाएंगी. इसीलिए ह्यूमंस जो होते हैं, अगर फ्यूचर ह्यूमंस को प्रेडिक्ट किया जाए, तो वो अगर ऐसे ही चलते रहे तो वो डेफिनेटली अपनी जॉइंट्स खो देंगे. उनके नी जॉइंट्स और शोल्डर जॉइंट्स नहीं रहेंगे. दे वोंट गेट एनी मसल्स फॉर देयर नी जॉइंट्स एंड शोल्डर जॉइंट्स, एंड दे विल नॉट हैव द बिगर साइज फॉर देयर शोल्डर्स और फॉर द नीज. ह्यूमंस खो चुके रहेंगे क्योंकि उनका वर्किंग जो वो है स्टाइल है वो बिल्कुल बदल चुका है. हम कंप्लीटली बैठ रहे हैं और गाड़ी में बैठते हैं, गाड़ी से बैठ के सीधा कंपनी में बैठते हैं, कंपनी से बैठ के घर में बैठते हैं, टीवी के सामने बैठते हैं, और है ना. मतलब ये ऐसा है कि इसमें क्या हो रहा है कि आपका जो बॉडी है ना वो समझ रहा है कि उसको ज़रूरत नहीं है, मतलब आपको उसको ज़रूरत नहीं है वहाँ पे वो मसल्स देने की. क्या फ़ायदा उस नी की जॉइंट का होने का जब आप वेट उठा ही नहीं रहे, है ना. पहले क्या होता था, यू नीड टू लिफ्ट अप अप्रोक्सीमेटली 45 to 50 kg का. हम उस काल की बात, पुराने के एकदम पुराने काल की बात नहीं कर रहे, हम अभी की बात कर रहे हैं, हंटिंग एज की, जब ह्यूमंस का जो शरीर है ना वो रफनेस से ज़्यादा थोड़ा सॉफ्टनेस में आ रहा था. तो उस डायरेक्शन पे अगर बात की जाए तो मेल्स जो हैं या मेल स्ट्रक्चर जो है उसको 45-50 kg का हिरण या 45-50 kg का जानवर अपने कंधे पर उठा के चलना होता था ना केव के लिए. तो वो उस समय पे उसका स्ट्रक्चर, नी स्ट्रक्चर बहुत तगड़ा होगा. रोमन काल तक आते आते तक वो धीरे धीरे सॉफ्ट हुआ, मोर एलिगेंट हो गया स्ट्रक्चर जो है, वो पूरे कर्व्स में आ गए. बट स्टिल दे वर डूइंग बॉडी वर्क, तो इसलिए हर चीज़ चल रही थी. लेकिन वी आर ऑर्गेनिजम्स, वी वर्क बाय सिमुलेशन, है ना। वर्किंग स्टाइल चेंज कर दीजिए, आप अभी भी वैसी हो जाएंगे जैसे आप पौराणिक काल में रोमन महिलाएं थी, वैसी हो सकते, लाइक। बस आपको अपना वर्किंग स्टाइल चेंज करना हो, सीधी बात है। पानी मत पियो, अपना गिलास खुद लेने जाओ, मदर को मत बुलाओ। महर्षि के लिए था। क्यों महर्षि? I am sure your mom will agree with me on this. Hmm. हाँ, I'm not creating a gender stereotype, or neither I'm saying that you are that. I'm just saying कि if anybody wants to become something like that, they should start by doing their own work. Other than that, after that, start पानी भरना from well, right? हो जाएगी बॉडी आपका, बिल्कुल वैसे ही हो जाएगा। हम करते क्या है जिम में, बेसिकली हम उसी चीज को डिपिक्ट कर रहे हैं। वो जो आप देखते हो ना जिम, या वी आर पेइंग फॉर इट, एंड ऑल्सो यू आर पेइंग फॉर हिस्ट्री, व्हाट हैव यू बीन मेड फॉर। क्योंकि आप आज आज देखोगे तो आपको रोप एक्सरसाइजेस मिलेंगी। रोप एक्सरसाइज में क्या होता है, बोलेंगे बहुत इफेक्टिव है, दैट इज द मोस्ट इफेक्टिव एक्सरसाइज, द रोप एक्सरसाइज, यू डू दैट, है ना। और वो खींचने वाले, दैट इज बेसिकली योर 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 थिंग। आपको पानी ही वहां से निकालना होता था पहले, है ना। और वो बोलेंगे कटिंग एज टेक्नोलॉजी, वी आर मेकिंग कटिंग एज टेक्नोलॉजी, व्हाट वी आर प्रोवाइडिंग, अ रोप tagged along with a heavy tire, which is almost equal to a water bucket, something which you are. Hmm? हाँ हाँ, बाड़ी, राइट। ओ, राइट। डेली निकालो तो तब मजा आता है ना। Nowadays urban jungles are nothing but made of concrete and nothing, like the wildlife and stuff. Yeah, I've been that. I've done that like quite a lot of time when I was young. I am still young, but when I was at my childish age, I should say. Yeah, at that time. Yes, at that time I used to, because हमारे समय में we have seen villages and everything. So उस समय में हमने सब पेड़ एड़ पे चढ़ना, और मतलब गुलेल से खेलना, स्लिंग शॉट से खेलना, ये सब चीज़ें भी की हैं। और कुएं में कूदना, कुएं में कूद के नहाते थे ना, वैसे बहुत बड़ा वेल था हमारे
किसको बता रहे हैं सर, उन लोग स्विमिंग पूल जाते हैं।
यहाँ। ओके ओके ओके। हाँ, वो कहाँ समझे ऐसा।
इन लोग कहाँ जानेंगे ये
ओ,
सब।
इन लोग क्या,
कांचनाडा
इन
साइड।
लोग।
इन लोग, अरे वो आप नहीं, आपको थोड़ी हुआ।
या,
तो ठीक।
बस। या वो बोल रही पंचायत बस करा लो, बाकी कोई और काम नहीं।
अरे सर अभी लैपटॉप नहीं है मेरे हाथ में, नहीं तो काम दिखाता।
दिखा तो, ओके। So we can do something like this, so that we can add more curves over here, but we need a line over here, right? So we need to create a cut in order to get the ring, because this ring will actually be connecting over here at this portion. So I need to reconnect something over here. I'll select. That's also a polygon. I'll do what? I'll give it something like that. Triangle. Try बना हुआ है. We have to get rid of that try. और यहाँ पे भी try बना है, as you can see. अब ये क्या है, ऐसे ही select होगा पूरा. So we'll have to do what? We'll have to select this. Yes. We'll have to select this, right, and recreate a newer poly, which can, from where we can then get a ring from this portion. Or this is the try. From where we can shift this one, we can shift something like this. And if you want it, so you need to create a cut from this direction, right? So we can create a cut from here to here. We don't do anything else, we just select that and we'll get a nice ring over here. And we need to do the same over here as well. So, and then we'll remove these. We don't need to hinder with this one. And as you can see, all of that ring is going right at this direction. It's kind of making a loop, which actually can fix our triangle issue, by the way. If we give it a ring, it actually, oops, if we give it a connect, it will actually fix our this issue. But I would not suggest to do that. Yeah, don't do that. There's a reason for everything. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fix this one, something like that, and I shift this one over here, shift this one over here, because I need to create a little bit of gap for the other fingers, but not much. And is indeed very much interesting, and that is why I said, nah, people don't take interest in feet. So, right, and it doesn't matter what you put over there, right? I'll tell you one thing, that it doesn't matter. You can actually use a simple shoe face also, because you need to show shoes all the time, most of the time. In 95% you need to show shoes instead of legs, feet. So at that point you can create simply shoes, separate shoes. But if you wanted to create a actual human anatomy, then you need to be dedicated enough to create the feeds. Yes. I'll do what? I'll remove this one as well. Right? I'll remove this one in order to get along with this area, so that I could get a even shape. Then I'll select and I'll give it a ring. Again, I'm getting something like this, so I shall put a block over here. And how do I put a block? Probably this. Restructure this portion, because I could actually create and delete these, delete them, select ring, so then everything will be connected. Connect this with one, right, and center slide. Oops, it doesn't had any effect. I give it a 0 and click नहीं किया था ना. Okay, that's why it didn't applied on that one. Yeah, okay, but we've got it now. So we've got one here, and I'm leaving this one, because if I'm gonna connect that, I'm gonna connect and create something from here. And as you can see, I've got a triangle, and I could fix that triangle, right? There's two triangles, right? So I'll just click and drag and do this, and then it would fix that one, but we will not do that. We'll use it for, or I should say, we will take advantage from that problem, that issue. We are going to fix that one, but we'll take some advantage. That's why I'm leaving them, because uh, every time when you every time whenever you get these issues, they will not be resolved if there is no opening in the geometry, right? So you need some of the deformities in order to fix them. So if any deformities occur at this position, then we can drag and fix with that one. So that's why I'm leaving them there, and I have this portion, and I'll do what, I'll create a simple cut for this portion as well, right? And also I'm gonna create a cut, a ring, and as you can see the ring gets along from this portion, so I'll just press an alt and drag and deselect all of that, right? We'll deselect everything and we'll connect. Why? Because we are going to create a block over here. Now it is connected, and you will get a curve over here, and you will get a curve over here, because there's a triangle, so you won't get any option there. There's also a pentagon. Hello, good afternoon. Yes. I was gonna play the scary little damsel. Hmm. ऐसा? हाँ तो कोई नहीं बोलेगा. We can fix this one. Can we? Okay. So now what we are going to do, we're gonna take this, copy it on all of the portions. So we'll select and we'll take everything, shift and drag. Oops, sorry, not shift and drag. Clone. Where is the clone? It's probably a clone, as in copy, right? And shift and drag will not work over here. Yeah, there is also one thing that will work. I shall tell you guys. Uh, Control and shift and drag. That is the shortcut key for that, and you can have the obj. So make it a, I don't know, what do you call a fingers in, when in thumb, I mean in feet? Is there an index finger? Probably. Is there a ring finger in that? Have you thought about it? Never, right? Because feet,
हाँ सर होता है सर बिछिया पहनते हैं ना
तो उसको बोलते क्या? Toes are the collection of the fingers. It is individually. What do you call it? As you can see in the palm, you will have four fingers and a thumb. Those four fingers have an individual name: index, middle, ring, and little or a pinky finger. Little or either pinky finger, whatever, right? So now, what do you call a finger from toes? I mean, बिछिया पहनते हैं तो उसको भी रिंग बोलते हैं क्या? रिंग फिंगर ऑफ टो.
हो सकता है सर
Google it, come on. That's fine. If nobody had made a name for it, then here's your chance to make a name for something that nobody has done. Long toe, middle toe, ring toe, and little toe.
Ringtone.
Ringtone. No, he's saying ringtone. Mobile ki ringtone. So we'll do what? We'll go for a no clone and we'll give it a mirror. Mostly we'll have to give it a mirror so that all the flows of the toes will be on that direction. So we'll give it a copy, and pivot is shifted, so you need to select effect pivot center, effect pivot off, and then go right at this portion, select and drag. So we have done this so far. Why don't we do this in our next class, so that we have already completed the major form and you just have to apply. You just need to learn only one crucial step, and that is how do you join them, because that is the only thing which is important over here. Other than that, there's nothing. You need to copy the forms, nothing else. Okay, so is there any doubt? Vaishali, Rishi, Astha, no doubt. Of course you can. You have eyes. You have eyes, I tell you. Aman, you have eyes, so you can see. But you didn't ask for, may I see the whole body of the model, right? जरूर show me. हाँ सिग्नेचर है, करना है. ब्लू वाला है, निकालना. So we have created a realistic one. We're gonna fix